As the ice continues to disappear in the Arctic, it's becoming very hard to hide certain truths about humankind's ancient past. The ancient alien theory may be closer to fact than we think. Claims of an ancient race of giants being pulled from the Arctic ice are all aflutter all over the internet. In early January 2017, secret space program whistleblower, Corey Goode, claims he was taken to Antarctica to witness the first scientific excavations of recently found ancient ruins of a civilization flash-frozen and buried under 2 miles of ice. The original discovery of the ancient ruins may date back as far as the Nazi Germany expeditions of 1939. Corey Goode is identified as an intuitive empath, or IE. Goode was recruited through one of the MILAB programs at the young age of 6. MILAB is a term coined for the military abduction of a person who indoctrinates and trains them for any number of military black ops programs. Goode's IE abilities played an important role in communicating with non-terrestrial beings as part of one of the secret space programs. Goode continues his IE work now and remains in direct physical contact with the Blue Avians of the Sphere Being Alliance, who have chosen him as a delegate to interface with multiple ET federations and councils on their behalf, also to play the role of liaison with the SSP Alliance Council and deliver important messages to humanity. The ruins were first rediscovered by a NASA satellite in 2006. At the time, NASA reported finding a massive object that, in their own words, could change our understanding of history, hidden beneath the Antarctic ice. The huge and mysterious anomaly is lurking beneath the frozen wasteland of an area called Wilkes Land. The area is 151 miles across, and has a minimum depth of about 2,700 feet. Mainstream scientists first believed it to be the remains of a massive asteroid impact, which would have been more than twice the size of the Chicxulub space rock that wiped out the dinosaurs. Ralph von Fries, who was a professor of geological sciences at Ohio State University when he first discovered the city-sized crater, said, "If the Wilkes Land crater is from the impact of an asteroid, the impact is much bigger than the impact site that killed the dinosaurs, and probably would have caused geological damage to the planet at the time, though not a single ounce of debris has been associated with the proposed impact site as of this date." On December 11, 2016, Goode was contacted by a senior officer with the secret space program, who he calls Sigmund. Sigmund contacted Goode to inquire into how much Goode knew about the recent Antarctic discovery. Goode was already aware of the discovery from his extraterrestrial contacts, and other inside information from fellow ex-government officials. Sigmund tested Goode through a series of questions, to confirm the accuracy of his knowledge of the current Antarctic event, and to check the validity of Goode's previous known information. After being satisfied about the accuracy of Goode's information and sources, Sigmund unexpectedly shared some of his knowledge about the Antarctic excavations. He told Goode not only had they discovered an entire civilization of people and animals that had been flash-frozen in a cataclysmic event, roughly 12,000 years ago, but that they are a race of pre-Adamites, similar to those in ancient Egypt. He said they had also discovered large tombs and obelisks. This is where they also had located 10 pre-Adamites of giant stature, roughly 12 feet tall, that appeared to be the leaders of the city, with elongated skulls. Some have been removed, but some are still there in the chambers. And here is the kicker. They are still alive, in suspended animation, living in stasis chambers. 6 of the chambers were destroyed by the cataclysm, but 4 are still intact. They believe them to have been there for at least 500,000 years. Goode claims these are the ancient builders originally from Mars. Sigmund told Goode, "We have also now located 3 oval-shaped UFO motherships, about 30 miles in diameter, revealing that the pre-Adamites found in the chambers were alien in origin, and had probably crashed on Earth about 55,000 years ago, according to the damage found on the ships. One of the 3 ships has been excavated and found to have many smaller spacecraft inside, all still intact." What he told Goode next had Goode on the next available transport to the Antarctic. Sigmund told Goode, "The reason for our contacting you is because of what we found inside one of the city-sized ships. 40,000 people who have been living underground in the Arctic since the last ice age. They believe we are their ancient ancestors. They claim it was written that we would find them during the time of the great planet's passing. They believe this is that time. The time for us and them to commune as one. During what they say will be a time of great change on the Earth, and changes with the Sun. They also claim to have space already made for us in the inner Earth. Enough room for everyone they deem fit to come. Good has also been told by his other outside contacts that the most advanced technologies, and the remains of some of the dead pre-Adamites, have already been removed from one archaeological site. This site they plan to announce to the public, now that it has been cleaned for public view. Teams of archaeologists have been working with what is left, and have been told to keep quiet about what else they had seen. In addition, select ancient artifacts from other locations will be brought in from vast warehouses and seeded into the archaeological site for public release. In their impending announcement about the Antarctica excavations, emphasis will be on the terrestrial elements of the flash-frozen civilization, in order not to shock the general population too much. According to Good, the announcement is likely to be timed as a distraction from upcoming trials against global elites, as new sex crime leaks start to emerge even more in the media. In January 2017, Good says during his work on the excavation site, under the Antarctic city, he was joined by Kari, a representative of the underground city, Anshar. He was also joined by longtime acquaintance and friend, U.S. Navy Lieutenant Commander Gonzalez, who was Good's initial contact with the Secret Space Program Alliance, during the Navy Solar Warden program. They were also joined by two other Inner Earth Civilization representatives. Good says there are 7 known Inner Earth civilizations encountered so far. Good and the others were taken by the Anshar's spacecraft to an unexcavated portion of the ruins. This was an area that the nearby scientific teams have not yet reached. So it was still pristine, and showed the full extent of a civilization that had been flash-frozen. Good described seeing bodies twisted and contorted in various flash-frozen states. The catastrophe had clearly been unanticipated. He said that the pre-Adamites were very thin. He stated it was evident from examining their bodies that they had evolved on a planet with a much lower gravitational environment. In addition to the pre-Adamites, Good also saw many different types of normal-sized humans, some of whom had what appeared to be short tails, while others had elongated skulls similar to the pre-Adamites of Egypt. The conclusion Good drew was that the pre-Adamites were conducting biological experiments on the indigenous humans of the planet when the event occurred. Gonzalez had an instrument for taking biological samples that he plunged into the various frozen bodies. He also carried a camera and took many photos. The biological material and photos were given for study by the Secret Space Program Alliance scientists upon exiting the site. In addition, there were scrolls of a metallic alloy that were rolled up with foreign writing on them. The Anshar and other Inner Earth representatives were collecting as many of these scrolls as possible. In earlier reports, Good has described the Anshar library as being quite extensive, and having many ancient artifacts from multiple civilizations. It seemed the Anshar were adding the historical records of this flash-frozen civilization event to their library. In addition, Good said that his party was not witnessed by the other scientists and archaeologists working on the excavations in other locations of the ruins. The Anshar ship was able to travel straight through the ice to get to the further-reaching ruins. Good recalled how the ship could easily move through walls using their advanced technologies. Good said, "The Anshar were seemingly humored by my surprised expression while traveling through the sheer ice wall." The overall significance of Good's January 2017 trip to Antarctica is that it was a confirmation for what he had been briefed about from various sources, including the USAF officer, known as Sigmund. The Antarctica excavations are quite real, and still very much ongoing. And Good was a primary witness to the event. The visit of many dignitaries to Antarctica since 2016 is growing as well, including then Secretary of State John Kerry, ex-President Obama, and now President Trump, astronaut Buzz Aldrin, the Pope, and even George Bush, and many others since the discovery. Is quite circumstantial evidence that a major discovery has been made in Antarctica. Coincidentally, Buzz Aldrin was said to have fallen very ill at his experience, and had to be medevaced to a South Pole hospital for medical attention. It would seem the experience may have been more than the ex-astronaut bargained for. Sources say, he is expected to be okay. Thanks to Corey Good, we now have first-hand witness testimony of the full extent of the Antarctica discovery and the scientific excavations underway since 2002. That they claim they are going to announce with some elements of the discovery to the world, which is said to happen very soon. The question which remains, that is to say, that Good is telling the truth, and that these are all true events. The Anshar, or extraterrestrials claimed, it is written by the king, that the time of the great star passing is now. Are they referring to Planet X? Or Nibiru? Is this a reference to the Sumerian tablets, and the great star the Anunnaki came from? What creature can you think of that may consider itself a king of the earth, and lies beneath the soil of our feet? Sound familiar?
And he cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be set loose for a season. Revelations 20-3.
If this is all true, the events said to be coming sound very much like the opening of the seventh seal, and the opening of the abyss. Are we dead set smack in the middle of a biblical event about to take place on Earth? The biblical community believes it is well overdue, and say the coming blood eclipse will be a significant sign, for many reasons.
And I beheld when he opened the sixth seal, and there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as a sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell to the earth. And every mountain and island were moved out of their places. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and every slave, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sits on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath has come, and who shall be able to stand, shall stand no more. Revelation 6:12-17.
Let us know what you have to say. We always want to know what you think. Leave us a comment, and subscribe today. Thank you for watching the WTF Files. God bless you all.
This has been the Confidential Report. For even more stories like this one, make sure to subscribe to our channel today. And please show your support by clicking the like button on this video. For even more stories and news you deserve to know the truth about, follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for watching the Confidential Report.